Hey guys, thanks for checking out Kuma Style Reviews. What we're looking at today is the first in the Kuri Transformers line from Flame Toys in Drift. You've got to look at what all comes in the box. You've got the box, card, the instructions, as well as the accessories. And this one, I pre-ordered on d4toys.com some time ago. That's their direct site. They sell Sindel products, 1000 Toys, of course Flame Toys and things like that. But as a bonus, I got this battle mask as well, which we'll check out during the review. So if you order from somewhere like TF Source, Chosen Prime, etc., I don't necessarily know if it will come with that. Again, that was a pre-order bonus. But we'll take a look at the accessories and some up-close pictures, and then we'll get into the review. First things first, we've got to go ahead and take a look at his height. He is about 7.5 inches tall on the dot. So that should fit him right in line with your mastery scale Transformers. Maybe we'll get a couple of comparisons out of the way towards the end of this review. But for right now, we want to take a look at the toy itself. Now, this is a mixture of hard plastic die cast. I feel a lot of it throughout the legs. I don't know the exact layout, but it is a nice, heftier feeling figure. Even the plastic parts, they do have that nice, shiny gloss plastic. And he has multiple holsters on him. He has 2 on the sides for his dagger, as well as 1 for his longsword on the back. All of these are modular. They are removable, so just like so. They each peg in. The one on the back, it does rotate, and that was really tight back there, so not going to mess with that too much. But you can see there, it does rotate. These rotate, as well as them being on swivel, which can move them in and out. Just wanted to give you guys a closer look at the detail in here. Really well done. Of course, the back side here. I like the vents. Paint details are really nice. He does have multiple light-up gimmicks. Basically, Chemical Attack, the ones that designed the Sindel re-edit Iron Man toys, they designed this guy too. And a lot of what feels like is one of their Iron Man figures, or Sindel's Iron Man figures, on steroids. It's really cool, really awesome. It takes a lot of the best parts of those and really expands on them. So this has light-up gimmicks galore, where those normally just have them in the chest and the eyes. But let's go ahead and take a look. Now for the shoulders, these headlights here, all you do is pull on the back of this piece. If I can do it right, that'd be great. All right. You can see here that shoulder lights up. Now on each of the calves, these pieces on the sides here, they come off. Now these do come with the batteries installed, and there are those little plastic things you pull out to let the batteries actually connect and work. That keeps them from sitting there and corroding and whatnot. It's the same thing there. Get that guy back on. And just so you know, the left and right calves, they are specified. So if you drop them or mix them up, they peg in correctly only on one side. So, and if you look here too, these pieces, they actually rotate. There's a lot of little moving doodads on them as well. Alright, so those are some of the lights. We'll go ahead and get to the head as well as the chest lights here. Alright, so I took that sword holster off of its back, just unclipped it, and there's a little flap right there. It was already up. I just keep it up for the most part because you really can't see it, but not hard. But the switch in there, it's really deep, so I'm just taking fingernail clippers to, or the handle of fingernail clippers to get in there. Alright, so I can see from the other side that it's lit up if you look over there. We'll just keep that up. Alright. If you're wondering, these brights are pretty bright. But it's cool because, and I'll actually angle him a little bit more down. But you can see like the blues and things like that, they're good tones to where they're not just blaring you in the face. Go ahead and turn these lights off so you can see just how bright they are. So yeah, these LEDs are the real deal. They definitely didn't skimp or anything like that in terms of the type of LEDs used and whatnot. It's pretty cool stuff. So actually, since they don't light up, they don't have that lighting style to where it just blurs up everything. So we'll just keep them on for the rest of this review. The batteries are pretty good and it just plain looks cool. And before we get to taking a look at his articulation, if it isn't obvious, this is a non-transforming piece. So the focus is on really, I guess, extracurricular or advanced engineering articulation, these LEDs and whatnot. I actually have, I wouldn't necessarily call it a preference, but a strong bias towards non-transforming mecha because of the nice things that can be accomplished without that gimmick kind of hampering them. But to each their own, and you know, if you don't like transforming figures, that's cool, that's your preference, but leave it out of the comments and stuff like that. It's still a Transformers toy. It's a homage to a Transformers character. It doesn't make sense to say only transforming toys can be Transformers. It's weird and it's childish. But anyways, lots of ability to look up and down. Now he does have a ball joint where the head meets the neck, where the neck meets this clavicle area. So just full articulation there. You just got to watch out for his chin and whatnot. It never feels like it's going to break or anything like that, but it does limit it a bit. So you might have to look little bit up while you're rotating it around. Now full articulation in the shoulders. It does have the butterfly joints. If you can see that. Now these two flaps on these big old shoulder pads do pop off or flip up, not pop off. So with my right shoulder pad, at first it seemed really loose and like would pop off every 2 seconds, but I finally just went ahead and pressed it back down. If these ever come off, there are no wires attached or anything like that, nothing's broken. You could see the female end of the ball joint in there. You just pop it right back on. But once I got it popped on tight, it's been fine ever since. So yeah, full bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. And what's cool about this one that you don't really see ever, this actually has separate forearms. So that's pretty cool. All right. So you see you have these balls on the wrists as well as separate wrist swivel. All right, so you saw that these holsters move around. The skirts in the front do move, so check out tons of leg swing. Just tons and tons of leg swing. And that is meant to come off because that's how you change off the faces. All right, so you see the sliding panel here as well. Huge knee bend. Really cool stuff. Nice tight die cast joints. Now on his feet, plenty of ankle tilt. You've got good forward and back movement, as well as separate movement in the foot. We'll actually go ahead and get this piece. Put back on. Now, this is pretty specific. So be careful while you're putting that on. Not necessarily that you'll break it, but you don't want to just overforce it and something stupid happens. All right, so not going to do an Iron Man pose or anything like that here, but and he does have, if you haven't noticed, tons of ab crunch, waist swivel as well. Alright, so got that. And we'll actually take one of his daggers there. And I just gotta find the gripping hands. He has a ton of hands. So there are two options. You got
You could use these ones with the thumbs kind of up, but I prefer just to use the actual grip hands. I just gotta make sure I got the right one there. And the way it goes in, I normally go in with the bottom of the sword first. The fingers do bend and boom. Now you see, it's just a peg that they slide into, and just for something quick.
So we're going to take a look at changing out his faces as well as his longsword. So, you already saw this front piece of his helmet. Now for me, the faces are a little bit hard to change out, more to get off than put on. Putting them on is easy, but it's just finding a good spot to really grip it at, because it pops right off right there. But just the way the faces are pointed or angled, you know, just makes it hard for me to grab. So okay, got a couple of options as you saw in the pictures. So focus there. Got this more grimacing face, then more of a full-on yell, and that's the one we're going to go with. You can actually see the LED back there. All right. Pretty cool. Really good detailing on the faces. It doesn't feel like any single part of this was just an afterthought. Maybe the cape, which I'll probably take a look at that next, but yeah. Even that's not bad, it's just not what I expected it to be. Alright. So taking the sword out, we're actually going to zoom in so you can see the gimmick on the sword. What's cool about this, and take a look at this bead part here, not only expands, but it changes colors too, so. And we will actually go for the Obari here. Why not? And I'm going to spoil it. I already know that it can do it because I've done it and taken a picture with it already. I will actually just go ahead . It's hard to do this on camera, but I'm going to show you guys the struggle. And these are, the hands, they're bendable, obviously, but the fingers are just thick. So, there we go. And I'll actually go ahead and get the other hand on now, too. And what's cool with him, with these double holding poses or double hand poses, that forearm swivel really helps. That's crucial. All right. So you see I've got that there. And he can hold it just fine with one hand. All right. So he's got the butterfly joints, he's got everything.
And it's really cool because it's never hard for his feet to touch the ground. He's got that much ankle tilt. Get that hilt back on. And see again, I'm not going to edit this out because, I don't know, I like posing. I like you guys kind of seeing what I do in terms of photography and whatnot, so. Alright. Let's get that. Let's see if the downward angle looks better. Now I want to get that down more. And there we go. Now we're taking a look at the cape. Not the hardest thing on the planet to install. But you see I have the face as well as the front cover to the helmet taken off, as well as the sword holster on the back removed. Just to give myself some more space. So it comes in two parts. So this first one here. And unfortunately with his shoulders, that's probably the biggest inhibitor of getting this on easily. And then there's this piece as well, but we can put that on after the face is on. But yeah, those shoulders just don't give you a lot of room to work and fit that piece on, but it's fine. Alright. And I kind of use his chin. Oh no. You know what? I actually put this thing on wrong side up. So luckily. I was looking at it like I knew something looked funny. Now I'll get that face back on. And then from there, there's this business. At some point, you just gotta find time. I'm gonna zoom out here. And these capes are wired, or these cape pieces are wired. Both are. So, kind of a poncho type deal, but there you go. Alright, and to close this out, we're going to take a look at the battle mask as well as his stand. Alright, the battle mask is simple. It just plugs in the same way as the regular front part to his helmet. And of course, I make it look not so easy. But it's hard to see without being able to get behind the figure. Alright. So there we go. Now, I will say, if that piece has significance to the comics or anything like that, I apologize, but I do not know. I did a little bit of searching, have not been able to find it either. Honestly, you know, show me what I don't know. Learn me. If you guys know what the significance is, especially to put it in the written review, I would really appreciate that, if there's any significance at all. So, okay, there's that. And what do I want to do in terms of posing and all of that fun stuff? So maybe we'll try to do cross blades, and we'll get them flying too. And of course, for more pictures and things like that, kumastyle.com. Link for the full written review and gallery will be in the description of this video, or you can just click the info button above. That piece just goes right back in there. And I love that these just peg right on and off. Alright. So I'm kind of getting posed up before. I put them on the stand. Alright. So we'll get him out of the way. And just to take a look at the stand really quick. Like I said, it's a lot like a master grade 1/100 type stand. You angle it like so. And this part can also go a little bit further so that you can utilize some of these other spots for the angling as well. But for what we're doing here, well, why not? We can get a little bit more forward motion doing it this way too. So, all right. Now for the stand itself, goes in and out, it locks, and then this piece has to come all the way out. Okay. So where this piece plugs is into the rear of the figure. Just finding the right angle. Actually, I'll put it more downwards, and then I will take this and actually extend it up. Kick that leg back as far as possible. For the angle I want, and there we go. Again, this has been Flame Toys', their Kuri Transformers series. This is the first figure in that series. This is Drift. I ordered mine from D4 Toys. And of course, TF Source has it on sale too. The link will be in the description, as well as the link to the full written and pictorial review on kumastyle.com. Of course, with this video, like, share, subscribe. I'm sure this one's a little bit longer, but let's be realistic. There's a lot to it, and I wanted to show it all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next review.